Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everyone. Miss Natasha here from Natasha Connects. I am an author, educator, and speaker, and happen to be authentically autistic. Join us as we find out why you decide to create instead of hate. I have with me a wonderful young lady named Ife Thomas, and I first learned about her off of Clubhouse and have been mesmerized ever since. She's filled with confidence and gusto, beauty and elegance. And I love for all of you to please get to know her. So here she is.
Hello, thank you so much, Natasha. What a lovely introduction. And I'm just excited to have met you, another authentically autistic woman. It's amazing. So my name's Ife Thomas, and I'm a mindset and confidence coach, an author and platform speaker, and I am autistic. And for me, it's so exciting just to be sitting on Zoom next to you, another fellow autistic woman. And even in the lead up to this conversation, I wanted to get the light right. I wanted to make sure everything looks nice. I wanted to change my top because I've just come off the back of different client calls. I just felt so comfortable knowing that you have the empathy to understand my process, where I didn't have to say, oh, this is just the way I like to do things. I didn't have to justify myself once because I know that I'm in company of somebody who gets it. I just know that you get it. Now, not to say that all autistic people have the same traits or the same things, but I knew that you would allow me to do what felt comfortable for me without any judgment. And I recognized that just in this moment before we went live. So thank you so much, Natasha, for having me.
Thank you for recognizing that, because I'm always told that I look into things too much, but a lot of the times it's the little things that count. So let's get started. Did the industry you chose choose you, or did you choose the industry?
What a great question. I love it. No one's ever asked me that question, so I'm very excited. Ooh, so I thought I knew the answer. I was just about to say the answer, but then I took a beat and thought, wait a minute, did I? I think ultimately the industry chose me because as an autistic woman, there are so many things that I'm capable of doing. And when I find something that I love, I can go granular, completely obsessed and go deep and learn everything about it and become the number one knowledge bomb in that space. So whatever I turned my hand to, I knew that I would be able to be successful. So I suppose my calling came from helping people to build confidence and self-esteem. It's something that changed my life when I understood how to develop that. And work now, my work at media, you not only create wellness tools like the Confidence Star that was sent to you, but also we help entrepreneurs and coaches master their message on video. So storytelling definitely found me. It has been part of how I communicate with the world. I've learned so much from watching television. Shonda Rhimes being an incredible writer. I watched Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder. And in her last episode, season 17 of Grey's Anatomy, well, the pandemic episode, I learned so much about empathy and about how to communicate my emotional side in a pandemic, and how to, I learned so much from, so yeah, storytelling found me and I think I found it. So it's kind of a connection.
Wow. And do you tell stories in colorful, fun, exciting ways? And it brings about a sense of introspection as well. Like, am I having this much fun in my life, or am I resting enough, or am I working hard enough? So thank you. All right. What made you gravitate to the company you're in or create the company you have? And you kind of answered that, but as I seen on that sweater, something about that fit inner outer self, I really do appreciate about that. So I'll leave it there and have you delve into it.
Oh, thank you, Natasha. So Mind Workout was actually formed in 2015, and it came from the idea of you can work out your mind the same way you work out your body, the same principles. If you're somebody that goes to the gym and respects fitness, and you know that you can't get a six-pack overnight and it takes repetition, and most people I meet who go to the gym, who understand the importance of building muscle and working their body, have the principles and the characteristics of determination. They are consistent. They never give up. They have an attitude of gratitude. And I just thought, if you transfer all of those like physical mentalities that you have. So basically what I'm saying is the characteristics that you have to develop to become an incredible sports person, fitness, you can take those characteristics and you can utilize them in your business. So Mind Workout Media represents the idea that anyone can be or do anything and achieve anything in their life, no matter where they start, no matter whether they're black, white, young, old, rich or poor, it doesn't matter. Wherever you start, if you work and keep doing the things that successful people do, you'll be able to reach the things that they've reached. And that's kind of thread in between all that we do. So Mind Workout, I've written a book which is all about how to get from where you are to where you want to be. We've got the Star, which is about daily affirmations and positivity, saying kind words to yourself, working out your mind. And then we have Mind Workout Media, which is about helping entrepreneurs to pull back the layers, be vulnerable, and share your story. Really show up and show people who you are. So, and it's all to do with mindset and confidence.
Thank you for sharing that, because you don't only talk about it, you actually live it. So that's like, even in the last meeting that I got to be in last week, and there's a gentleman on there, he was kind of apprehensive, and the people that were around you talking to this young man about what path he's on and giving him so much encouragement, you're living that type of thing that you're speaking on. And I was always listening to the strangest secret in the world, and they always talk about using the golden compass between your ears, which is your brain, right? And how much it can guide you and lead you to what you want, but you have to roll up your sleeves and also put in the work. You can't just sit back and be like, all right, come on to me. No, that's not how it's gonna work. And I started this just to practice that. I always loved English media. I always loved mixing social structures and emotions and also showing others in docu form or in story form things that they can learn. I don't know if it's, I would say like little fables and stuff like that. I always wanted to do stuff like that, and I've always been active with my imagination, writing and so forth, but never put it into practice. So my first baby is Exceptionally You, which is about edifying you, the notion of being exceptionally yourself and knowing it and not letting anyone stop that. And then furthering on, being a part of something bigger than yourself in order to gain what you want in life. So thank you. Did you go to college or university for the current position you have?
No, it's a good question. I suppose I trained as a dancer. So I went to a performing arts college in London. So I was performing to become and training to become a professional dancer. So the work that I did meant performing on television and singing and a bit of acting. So the work that I did, I didn't go to media school or production school. I went to performance school. But I think the work that I've done over the years, the last 2 decades of performing and seeing what goes on behind the scenes and seeing the rehearsals and the practice and the work that's, You know, if you turn up at the Lyceum Theatre in London to go and watch The Lion King, you turn up, you get your ticket, you sit down and you watch this amazing show, but you don't really see the work that's gone into it behind the scenes, you know, that. So I think maybe my life as a performer and performing on stages and on television has given me maybe an insight into how to bring the magic, you know, how to put on a performance.
Mix it together. And that's why I asked that question, because a lot of people that I've spoken to, it just like whatever they did married with what they're doing now. It's not the same, but it married with it. And it's like, it's so interesting to find out, you know, how someone could pivot in such ways. Yeah, so thank you for that one. How do you navigate hope?
How do I navigate hope? Wow. That's a great question. I heard Bob Proctor talking about this incredible idea of that Andrew Carnegie shared with him that whatever idea is feared or revered will show itself. So when I think about fear and I think about faith, we all get to choose to either be afraid or to have hope. And they both require us to believe in something that we cannot see. So you can't see fear, you can't see hope, but what you have to do is have the faith to believe that it's going to show up. And when I think about the way people think, faith, a place. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah.
Did you miss what I said?
Just the last bit.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that not knowing that my physical mental health highly relies on the thoughts that I think, makes me decide, am I going to choose faith or fear? And I always will choose faith, always, because faith, what it does is it moves the body into a state that we call wellness. You're well, you feel great. And when you have wellness, you are more creative and you start to create things. And then when you create things, you are creating innovation. And when you can innovate, what happens is you're building on that with energy. You build up the energy and innovation sets in. And when you're able to create and innovate, you feel at ease, you feel free. And a body that feels at ease is different to a body that's experiencing dis-ease. And if you think about dis-ease comes from having fear and worry and doubt and anxiety. And when the body's in a state of fear and it's suppressed, the suppression moves the body into depression. So that when you're in anxiety and you're constantly, anxiety isn't expressed. He talks about how you don't express anxiety, you hold it in. And the more you suppress it, you become depressed. And I know what it feels like to experience that kind of thought pattern, to get to depression, disease, and discomfort. And your life just leaves you, where I just choose faith. Because if you choose faith, you always end up in a place of hope and positivity and growth and innovation. So yeah, I always choose hope.
Wow. I just love that. That's why I asked the whole time I heard you speaking. Every time I heard you speak, I'm like, I'm going to interview her one day because I can. Like, who knows, right? Who knows? I was like, she's so far away though. My husband would say, but she's, because like I'm listening to I just lost rise and grind every morning because he had mornings. So I would be up, I would be doing all of the things. And I realized that what you just said and started to live and work is in that mindset. And my gosh, I got to do the thing. I got to do the thing. And now it's stumbling upon more and more things. And I'm feeling very much like very confident. So thank you for
Brilliant.
that. Thank you for I always say to people, thank you for answering the call. Because the little taps get lighter if you're not in tune with yourself. You won't even feel it anymore. You won't even hear it. And once you're in tune with yourself and you love yourself enough, you start to feel that little nudge or that, oh, don't go there or go there. And you'll start to live and work in that space. So yay. Like as soon as I heard about this star, I'm like, I'm going to make sure that I'll have some in my possession so I can give it to young folks or old, whatever, that I could feel that just need that thing,
That's
you know?
amazing.
And it's just helping one another like build other strong people. It's nothing when that's your intention. Yeah. So, how do you maximize the return on your time? You did kind of answer this question with the things that you're saying, but I struggle with executive functioning. And so I'm not seeing that growth in the major area like my business. So like how do you go a day by day?
Great question. And I've really worked on my executive functioning. I've penetrated it, I've really looked at my limbic system and made sure that I'm constantly lighting it up with things that help me to easily create success, because I've identified the areas in my life that zap the energy from me, that slow me down. I struggle to transition. I know that I struggle to transition. Yeah. So I have created a narrative dialogue in my mind to help me move from room to room. I use the time because, like you said, I lose time and I don't respect time when I'm in flow and I'm in creation. I'm like, when I'm in creation, I'm in creation, and the time can just keep going and going and going. And I'm okay with that. And I understand that's part of my creative process. So what I do to manage my time is I make quick decisions. I'm very decisive because I have clarity. So I know what I want. I'm clear about it. I can visualize it. I can see it. I write my goals down every day, and I break down the things I need to do to reach and close the gap of my goals. So I'm very focused on my results. I'm very driven by my key KPIs, my key performance indicators. I know what works for me and what doesn't. So when I'm in a situation where I know that part of my brain finds it hard to, and it drains my energy, I don't do that. I get a return, ROE, return on energy, return on investment, and then the ROT, return on time. So as an autistic person, my time, other people see time as, people look at time differently. I look at time as this is my, so if I have a shower, okay, so having a shower in the morning, I have a 45-second shower. So I go in, I look at the clock, and I say to myself, I'm going to be out in the next 1 minute. I always come out before 1 minute. So I wash very fast, and I get out, because having a shower is a transaction for me.
Yeah.
It's something that I have to do to stay clean.
Yeah.
And then once I get out the shower, I say to myself, I've got 1 minute to cream myself. And as I'm creaming myself, I'm desperately trying to manage that I don't go and pick up my phone. I don't go and do something else. I don't go and, because I know that I'm like, I can do that. So I don't do it. So then what happens is I'm working at this speed that is based by my time on my phone that I've created. And every day it's a win when I beat the timer. So if I have to get the children out the door, we have 7 o'clock family meeting, writing our goals down. So we hit that milestone. It's like baseball. We have the different bases and I see them in my head and I'm trying to get to the bases before the time runs out. Otherwise I'm going to get out. And then once I've done that part of the day, then I can start to move in flow. But I recognize that my brain doesn't allow me to just go, right, let me go. There's a whole thought
process.
Getting the drink. I said to you, I need a drink, didn't I? I said, I need a drink before we have this conversation. And I have to say, you know, this is maybe, so when I said to you, I need to have a drink before we start the conversation, I then had to say, if you go and get a drink. And as I walked out the door, I had to say, you're going to get a drink.
Or else you're gone. So or else you're
or some, and then in all honesty, I went into the living room and fluffed up the pillows and lined everything up because I knew I couldn't have this call with you. When I walked past the living room, I saw the pillows weren't up. Because I've been in this room for 3 hours with clients. So I don't know what happened in the house, but my other half put the boys to bed and he's gone to the gym. But when I went to get the water, I saw that the living room wasn't quite how it's meant to be.
You just do a little sprucing.
Spruce it and then come back. But I did it because I knew that I wouldn't be able to relax on this call with you, knowing that a pillow wasn't up.
Like that.
Yeah, and that's part of my need for to feel safe and to also, I am reserving energy because I don't want to have to think about the fact that pillow is not up. So what do? Just put it up and then I can be free.
I can relax. And that's the thing. I those little things I would listen, like those things, I would listen to everyone else about how it's not like others, but it's like me. And that should be okay.
Right? Exactly. And it's okay to close the gap where if you are in a relationship or surround yourself with neurotypicals who don't get it, they'll say things like, just leave it, it's fine.
Right. All the time.
No big deal. There's no problem. What's wrong? Just leave it. Everyone. And that's why I'm confident. I say it might be fine for you, but for me, if I pick that pillow up, that is going to mean so much to my own mental health, my mental energy. And it means I'm going to be able to really fire on all cylinders. And I think as a child, I've recognized, because I wasn't aware that I was autistic as a child, the amount of energy it took for me to fit in meant that I was constantly reburning energy, which is why now, if you'd have met me as a child, I was very friendly and smiley and confident, and I was constantly like building this energy and masking. But as I became an adult and built the confidence, I had all this excess energy because that energy that I was using to fit in no longer needs to be used. I've internally, I've been able to create this energy system in me which was there as a coping mechanism to support me when I was a child and didn't know why I was so different. But now that I am in my power, I know who I am, I have excess energy that I've built because that energy used to deal with the anxiety, used to deal with the overwhelm. But now that energy is just free for me to pour it into the world. So when people say, why have you got so much energy, Ife? Because I've generated this over my life to support me with regulating my anxiety. But I don't have anxiety anymore. So I don't need that energy to regulate it. In fact, I can use it to cheer people on.
Right. I'm so, wow. You're saying the things that I've always understood and now know. So that was refreshing to hear. So thank you for that. I'd like to go on to another question. What are you most proud of?
Okay, yeah, great question. I'm most proud that I have found me. I'm proud that I trust me. I trust myself implicitly. I believe in myself, I love myself, I like myself, and I'm kind to myself. And whenever anything happens in my life, I always check myself. I say, is it me? Was it something I did? Did I misunderstand? I have no ego. There is no ego in me. I have none, because I already have come to the understanding that I am a work in progress, and that whatever I make a mistake in is going to prepare me for something in the future. You know, the idea that the universe is conspiring for your success, and everything that happens to you or for you is to prepare you for something that's happening. That is the way I live. I live on that idea that I'm just a work in progress. I am learning how to do this. That's what I'm doing.
Wow. All right, I have another one. In your opinion,
Can this be our last question?
yes. In your opinion, how does one become great?
Wow. Well, I believe that greatness lies in all of us. And I'm a huge fan of Oprah Winfrey, and I heard her say something which kind of would feed into this. She quoted that Martin Luther King said that not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great. And greatness comes from service. So the success is determined by service, and service creates greatness. So everyone can become great. We just need to figure out how can we serve the world with our gifts, our talents, our dreams, and our hopes. So I believe that we all have greatness in us, and we just need to tap into what that is, and that requires us to explore and be honest and disconnect from money. Because when you think to yourself, I need to make money, it needs to make money, what happens is you close so many doors that actually money is the byproduct of success. Money comes because of greatness. It doesn't come the other way around. You don't chase the money, you chase the dream, and the dream brings you the money.
Wow, that was wonderful, Ife. Wow. Wow. I'm just gonna go into why I started Create Don't Hate, and then I'll just ask if you have any other words you'd like to share and where people can reach you. So Create Don't Hate was born out of frustration. The frustration of individuals hating on people like me with differences. We started a movement of hope, courage, and love to build community and connection in the process. Create Don't Hate is a practical way of giving hope to those who have been muted and shut down because of being who they are. Create Don't Hate was an anthem I would play to get through the tough times. I really do appreciate this meeting. Again, it was even more than I expected, because you're just you. And I want to thank you so much. And I'm gonna ask if you have any other words you'd like to share with everyone before we leave. And if you can also say where you can be reached, any of your handles and so forth.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you for creating this space, Create Don't Hate. My final words would be, when you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. None of us are the same. We all interject in the world differently, but we have common threads that tie us together. So if you're an autistic woman or man and you're running your own business, then please reach out to Natasha, because we have to make space for more of us to connect so that we don't feel so alone. And our focus has to be on what we can create, and we must, just disconnect from any hate, whether that's self-hate or hating others who don't get us, because there's this line that says hate in your heart will kill you. You don't want hate in your heart. Let God deal with those people. Focus on what you do have control over. And I'd say the best place you can reach me is on Instagram at ifethomas.com, at Ife Thomas, or you can go to my website, which is ifethomas.com, And I have loads of free resources on how to get on video, how to be confident on video and things like that. So thank you so much, Natasha, for having me here. I really appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And I really appreciate you. And I hope that I can see you in like top magazines and just being who you are out there in this world. I can see you going even further than you already have. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you.